The sky over Washington, D.C. was painted in vibrant hues. The American flag fluttered proudly in the wind before the Capitol building, where millions had gathered to witness a historic moment. Cheers echoed through the air, and hopeful eyes gazed toward the 47th President of the United States, Donald J. Trump. January 20th, 2025. This day marks not just the return of a man, but the continuation of a great dream. 4 years ago, he left the White House with unfinished business, but today he returns, carrying with him the burdens, aspirations, and immense responsibilities for the America he loves so deeply. 7 years ago, in this very place, Donald Trump, a businessman, a man of unwavering determination, placed his hand on the Bible and swore to serve America. Back then, he was a symbol of change, a new wave in American politics. His policies, his bold declarations, resonated with millions of working-class citizens, those who had once lost faith in the nation's recovery. Take the story of James, a construction worker from Ohio. He had struggled to make ends meet after the devastating 2008 economic crisis. When Trump took office in 2017, James broke down in tears as he heard the promise to revive American industries, to create jobs, and to restore hope to people like him. "We were forgotten, but he saw us," James once said. Today, as Trump stands before the nation once again, that same hope fills the hearts of countless Americans, those who believe in a stronger, more prosperous future. 7 years have passed, and America has endured countless upheavals, a relentless pandemic, economic turmoil, and deepening political division. But in this moment of anticipation, the American people are not just looking for a leader. They are yearning for someone who can heal, someone who can bring America back to its golden era, and most importantly, someone who understands and truly cares for them. Sarah, a nurse in New York who lost her family to the pandemic, once said, "Now we need more than promises. We need genuine care. We need someone who will put people first." This is why Americans hope that Trump's second term will not only focus on economic growth, but also on compassion and unity. In a quiet corner of the White House, he stands by the window, gazing at the growing crowd gathering at the National Mall. Though he has been here before, today feels different. This time, he is not an outsider stepping into politics for the first time, but a man who has weathered the storms, who has faced hardships, failures, and the unwavering hopes of the American people. The cheers out there are expectations, but they are also responsibilities weighing heavily on my shoulders. I can't please everyone, but I can do my very best to ensure America never takes a step backward. His voice is steady, but his eyes reveal the gravity of the moment. As the clock ticks closer to the oath-taking ceremony, every American heart beats with a renewed sense of hope. They don't just see a president, they see a symbol of resilience, determination, and the spirit of never giving up. A young mother from Texas shares, "Despite all the controversies, I still believe he is the one who can bring stability to our family." It is a simple, honest belief carried in the hearts of those waiting for a better future. Today, as Donald Trump steps into his second term, America is about to witness a new chapter in its history. There will be debates, there will be challenges, but one thing will never change: the relentless pursuit of making America greater, more compassionate, and more united. But behind his confident smile lies something deeper. Silent reflections, carefully crafted plans for a stronger nation. Donald Trump has surely spent countless hours contemplating the road ahead. And now, with the weight of the nation resting on his shoulders, he stands ready to embrace the future, determined to lead with both strength and heart. Inside the Oval Office, the dim light casts soft shadows across the portraits of past presidents. Donald Trump sat quietly at his desk, his gaze drifting beyond the window to the bustling streets of Washington, D.C., where the city was preparing for a historic day. His hand gently touched the neatly stacked documents before him, plans and goals meticulously laid out for the term ahead. When a man steps onto the stage to take the oath, he carries more than just promises. He carries the hopes and trust of millions. Once again, I stand before that responsibility, heavier, deeper than ever before. Donald Trump was never a conventional politician. He was a man of bold decisions and unwavering resolve. But now, in this defining moment, he understood that leadership wasn't just about policies and numbers. It was about the emotions, dreams, and struggles of the people. A few days ago, he received a letter from a veteran named Jack, who had served in Afghanistan. Jack wrote, "Mr. President, I have witnessed the division and despair that has gripped our nation in recent years. But with your return, I believe America can find unity again, just like we, as soldiers, stood together on the battlefield." The sincerity in those words weighed heavily on him. More than anyone, he knew that the American people didn't just need a leader, they needed someone who truly understood their pain and aspirations. Leaning back in his chair, Trump closed his eyes, reflecting on his first term. A turbulent chapter filled with crises, from economic downturns and the COVID-19 pandemic to relentless political battles. He remembered the sleepless nights when America seemed to be on the brink, when trust in leadership wavered, and when he faced some of the hardest decisions of his life. The first term was a harsh lesson, a time when I learned to face failure, to listen more, and to understand the depth of people's struggles. Sometimes decisions couldn't please everyone, but what mattered most was staying true to my convictions and sincerity. He recalled a particular evening in 2020 when the country was in the grips of the pandemic. A phone call came through from a single mother named Rachel. Her voice, trembling with emotion, echoed through the line. "I lost my husband to COVID-19. Now it's just me and my two little kids. I don't know how I'll manage, but I hope you won't forget people like us." Her plea resonated deeply within him, pushing him to expedite a trillion-dollar relief package to support struggling families, despite fierce opposition. Now, as he looked ahead to his second term, Trump knew this was more than just a chance to prove himself again. It was an opportunity to build a more compassionate and just America. He pondered the pressing questions that weighed on his heart. What does America truly need in the next 4 years? What are the people expecting from me? How can I mend the deep divisions that have fractured our society? The answers were not simple, but one thing was clear. This time, it wasn't just about leading a nation. It was about understanding it, healing it, and bringing it together under a shared vision of hope and resilience. This is no longer a battle of GDP numbers or interest rates. It is a battle of trust, unity, and the future of an entire nation. Recently, during a trip to Ohio, Trump met John, a small business owner struggling with rising taxes and economic decline. John's words still echoed in his mind. "We don't need distant promises. We need real support. We need an economy that truly works for the working people." Those words left a lasting impression on Trump. He knew that this term, his focus must be on rebuilding the economy from the ground up, creating real jobs, supporting small businesses, and bringing stability to families struggling to make ends meet. In the quiet of the Oval Office, the warm glow of the desk lamp cast shadows on the contemplative face of the 78-year-old man. He was well aware that not everyone supported his return, that the road ahead was fraught with obstacles. But more than anyone, he believed in himself, in his determination, and in his vision for America. 4 years ago, I left with unfinished business. Today I return, not to prove anything, but to continue serving, to build a stronger and more united America. He took a deep breath, his eyes filled with unwavering resolve. On the desk lay carefully arranged notes outlining his plans, from healthcare reforms and economic revitalization to welfare programs aimed at helping the less fortunate. Everything was set. In just a few hours, I will step outside and face millions of expectant eyes, and I will not let them down. But the lingering questions remained. Can Trump's plans truly heal America? What challenges lie ahead? Stay with us as we explore the road that awaits in the next chapter. On the screen, the early morning view of the White House unfolds, a symbol of resilience and hope. The American flags ripple in the wind, standing tall and proud against the soft hues of dawn. Inside the Oval Office, Donald Trump sits in quiet focus, his eyes fixed on the long-term strategic plan laid out before him. The carefully written words on each page are filled with ambition and unwavering determination. As he turns the pages, his gaze reflects not just resolve, but a renewed vision for America, one that speaks of both strength and compassion. America doesn't just need greatness, it needs kindness. A truly strong nation is not measured by its economy or military alone, but by how we care for and uplift one another. Trump understands that after years of turmoil, the American people long for more than rising numbers and growth charts. They seek a country that nurtures every individual, every family, and every dream waiting to take flight. In a recent meeting in Pennsylvania, he sat down with Robert, a mechanic who had spent 15 years working in the auto industry before losing his job when the plant shut down. With tear-filled eyes, Robert said, "I don't want handouts. I want to work. I want to contribute." Those words struck a chord deep within Trump's heart. They became a driving force behind his renewed vision, an America where no one is left behind, where every citizen has the opportunity to grow, to thrive, and to live a life of purpose and dignity. As the morning light filters through the grand windows of the Oval Office, Trump leans forward, his hands resting on the pages that outline his mission. He knows the road ahead will not be easy, but with determination burning in his heart, he is ready to lead America into a future where greatness is defined not just by power, but by the compassion that binds a nation together. We cannot rely on anyone else. We must bring America back to the forefront, not just in technology, but in manufacturing, in real jobs for the American worker. Donald Trump's vision is clear: an America no longer dependent on foreign supply chains, but a self-sustaining powerhouse of production, one that provides stable jobs and elevates the lives of millions of families. His vision is built on a foundation of action, not just words. New initiatives have been carefully crafted to turn these ambitions into reality. The Made in America program, a bold effort to boost domestic manufacturing, creating millions of new jobs across the country. Small business tax cuts, offering relief and support to entrepreneurs like Robert, giving them the opportunity to start and grow sustainable businesses. Investment in green infrastructure, striking a balance between economic growth and environmental responsibility, paving the way for a cleaner, stronger America. During a visit to a steel plant in Ohio, Trump stood among hundreds of workers, men and women who have dedicated their lives to their craft, yet live in constant fear of losing their livelihood. Their eyes, filled with a quiet resilience, told a story of struggle and perseverance. One worker, a father of three, spoke up, "Mr. President, we don't want to just get by. We want to build, to work hard, and to know that our jobs are secure for the future." Trump listened intently, nodding with understanding. He knew that behind each voice was a family, a dream, a hope for something better. Standing before them, he made a promise, one that carried the weight of their trust and expectations. "In my next term, the American worker will be my top priority. You will not be forgotten. We will rebuild. We will thrive, and we will ensure that America stands strong on its own once again." As the applause echoed through the factory, Trump felt the enormity of the mission ahead. It was more than policy. It was about restoring dignity, about rekindling the belief that hard work in America still pays off. With renewed determination, he left that day with a deeper sense of purpose, knowing that every decision, every policy, every effort must be dedicated to the people who have carried this nation forward one day at a time. America is strongest when we stand united. Unity does not mean sameness. It means moving forward together with one heart for our country. Donald Trump understands the deep divisions that have taken root across America after years of political and social conflict. He knows that restoring the nation is not just about rebuilding the economy. It's about healing the fractures that have left communities feeling isolated and unheard. His new vision goes beyond financial prosperity. It aims to bring Americans together, to remind them that despite their differences, they share a common love for their country and a hope for a brighter future. During a visit to a school in Texas, Donald Trump met a group of Black and Latinx students, children with big dreams, yet bound by the harsh realities of their family circumstances and the persistent inequalities in education. As he listened to their stories, one young girl's voice stood out. With innocence in her eyes and hope in her heart, she said, "I don't want to grow up in a divided country. I want everyone to love each other." Her simple, heartfelt words struck him deeply. In that moment, Trump realized that his second term carried a responsibility far greater than just creating jobs or boosting the economy. It was about restoring faith, faith in unity, in opportunity, and in the promise of a fair and equal America for all. The younger generation is America's hope. We must invest in their education, in technology, and in their dreams to ensure a brighter future. Donald Trump's new vision places a strong emphasis on empowering the youth of America, preparing them for a rapidly evolving world where knowledge and innovation will pave the way forward. His plan focuses on three key pillars: expanding STEM education investments, providing young people with access to advanced industries and the skills needed to compete in a global economy, comprehensive scholarship programs, offering financial aid to low-income families, ensuring that no child is left behind due to financial barriers, encouraging entrepreneurship, creating opportunities for young individuals to build their own businesses and carve out their place in the world. In Florida, a young entrepreneur stands as a testament to the power of these initiatives. With the support of government-backed programs from Trump's previous term, he was able to turn his vision into reality. Reflecting on his journey, he shared, "Without the encouragement and support from these policies, I don't think I would have been able to achieve my dream." These words resonate deeply with Trump. He understands that true leadership is about giving the next generation the tools they need to thrive, providing them with opportunities, resources, and the confidence to pursue their ambitions. As he envisions the road ahead, he sees a future where young minds are not constrained by circumstances, but empowered by possibilities. He believes that through education, innovation, and determination, the youth of today will become the leaders of tomorrow. Speaking to a crowd of students, Trump's voice carries a promise. We are building an America where every young person has the chance to dream big and achieve even bigger. Because when you succeed, our entire nation succeeds. In his heart, he knows that investing in the next generation isn't just about policy, it's about hope, about ensuring that the American dream remains alive for years to come. Alongside his focus on domestic growth, Donald Trump has made a firm commitment to maintaining America's leadership on the global stage. His plan revolves around three key principles: promoting a fairer global economy, ensuring that American businesses compete on a level playing field, and that trade agreements benefit the nation, protecting national interests in trade negotiations, standing firm in securing deals that put American workers and industries first, strengthening military power, safeguarding peace and national security through a robust and modern defense strategy. America will never back down, and we will always lead the world with strength and fairness. Inside the Oval Office, Trump's hand is steady as he signs his long-term strategic plan, his eyes reflecting an unyielding determination. He knows that this term is not just about a political comeback, it's about seizing the opportunity to build a stronger, more united, and more compassionate America. The weight of responsibility sits heavy on his shoulders, but he welcomes it. The challenges ahead are undeniable, yet he believes in the resilience of the American spirit. The road ahead will not be easy, but with faith and determination, I believe America will rise higher than ever before. As the ink dries on the document, a new chapter begins, one filled with hope, challenges, and the relentless pursuit of greatness. But the question remains, will the journey ahead be as smooth as he envisions? What obstacles will Trump face in his new term? Join us as we uncover the challenges and triumphs that lie ahead in the next chapter of America's story. The light in the Oval Office dimmed as Donald Trump stood by the window, his hands clasped behind his back, his gaze fixed on the distant horizon. Outside, the American flag waved proudly in the evening breeze. Yet within him, memories of his first term surfaced with striking clarity, as if they had happened just yesterday. 4 years as president were 4 years of relentless challenges. Facing unprecedented crises, I came to understand that leading a nation is not just about decisions made at a desk, it's about responsibility for every single life that depends on those decisions. The economic downturns, the deep political divisions, and, most profoundly, the COVID-19 pandemic had left scars on America that would take years to heal. His first term wasn't just about fulfilling campaign promises. It was a constant battle against unforeseen upheavals, forcing him to adapt, to decide, and to lead in ways he had never imagined. In 2020, as the pandemic raged across the country, thousands of businesses shuttered and millions of Americans lost their jobs. During a visit to a field hospital in New York, he met Dr. Linda, a frontline physician who had been working tirelessly for 72 hours straight, doing everything in her power to save lives. With tears welling in her eyes, she looked at him and said, "We've done everything we can, but we need your help to fight this battle." That moment struck him deeply. Leadership, he realized, was not just about economic growth or political maneuvering. It was about compassion, about having the courage to stand firm during the darkest of times. He recalled the sleepless nights spent poring over data, the countless meetings with experts, and the difficult choices he had to make, each one carrying the weight of millions of lives. Every decision, whether it was deploying emergency aid or pushing forward relief packages, came with its own set of consequences. As he continued to gaze into the fading light, Trump knew that his journey was far from over. The past had shaped him, hardened him, but it had also given him a deeper understanding of what it truly meant to serve. With a heavy yet determined heart, he whispered to himself, "This time, I will not just lead. I will heal, I will rebuild, and I will fight for every American." And with that thought, he turned away from the window, ready to face the road ahead. Knowing that the toughest battles often lead to the greatest triumphs, I have faced relentless criticism, endless doubts, and storms coming from every direction. But I have never backed down because I understand that leadership is a rugged road. Throughout his first term, Donald Trump's bold policies, ranging from tax reforms and tackling illegal immigration to trade battles with China, faced fierce opposition at every turn. Yet it was within those moments of adversity that he discovered the most valuable lessons about perseverance and the true art of leadership. One of the most profound lessons came in 2020 during the wave of protests over racial injustice. In a meeting with community leaders in Minneapolis, a black man named Marcus stood up and said, "We don't need promises, we need real change." Those words stayed with Trump long after the conversation ended. He realized that leading a united America required more than policies and speeches. It demanded listening, understanding, and acknowledging the pain and aspirations of every community, every race, and every individual. With experience from his first term behind him, Trump knows the challenges ahead will be no less daunting. The path forward is filled with questions that weigh heavily on his mind. Rebuilding the economy after crisis. How can millions of jobs be created when the labor market is still struggling to recover? Healing political divisions. How can America truly come together when trust in leadership has been shaken to its core? Maintaining global leadership. In the face of rising economic powers, what must America do to stay at the forefront? But in the face of these uncertainties, Trump remains steadfast in his mission. His voice, resolute and unwavering, echoes his conviction. "I did not come back to please everyone. I came back to finish what I started, to prove that America can be stronger and more united than ever before." As he stands once again at the threshold of history, he knows that leadership is not about seeking approval, but about delivering results, about ensuring that every American, regardless of their background, has the opportunity to thrive in a nation built on resilience, strength, and unity. The challenges ahead may be formidable, but so is his resolve. With every step forward, he carries the lessons of the past, the weight of expectations, and the unwavering belief that America's best days are still to come. Deep in his heart, Donald Trump understands that no matter what challenges lie ahead, one thing remains unchanged: his unwavering love for America and his unshakable faith in the American people. From a businessman to the president, he has never lost sight of the values that define who he is. Decisiveness, the courage to do what others fear. Loyalty to America, always putting the interests of the people first. Belief in the American dream, the conviction that everyone deserves a chance to succeed. During a visit to a small town in Texas, he met George, a former soldier who now runs a modest farm. Standing tall with the quiet strength of a man who has given everything for his country, George looked Trump in the eye and said, "Mr. President, I don't need anything from you. I just need to know that you'll keep fighting for people like us. Those words resonated deeply within him. They served as a reminder of why he chose this path, why he continues to push forward despite the obstacles, the criticism, and the countless sleepless nights. Back in the Oval Office, Trump stands before his desk, covered with notes and plans, each one representing a new opportunity, a new challenge, and a new hope. He closes his eyes for a brief moment, taking in a deep breath. He knows that the road ahead will not be easy, that the burden of leadership is heavier than ever. But he also knows that with determination, this second term is more than just a return. It's a chance to correct, to improve, and to build a stronger America. I cannot change the past, but I can make the future better, not just for myself, but for all of America. As the weight of responsibility presses upon him, he stands resolute, ready to fight, to lead, and to ensure that every American, no matter their background or struggles, has the chance to live with dignity and hope. Because for him, leadership has never been about power. It has always been about the people. Challenges are inevitable, but only those who dare to face them and overcome them are the true winners. Donald Trump has always known that leadership comes with trials, some expected, others unforeseen. His first term in office tested him in ways he never imagined, pushing him to confront crises that shook the very foundation of the nation. But through every challenge, he learned, he adapted, and he grew stronger. Now, as he stands on the precipice of his second term, the question lingers. Can Trump turn the lessons of the past into strength for the future? The first light of dawn bathed the White House in a soft glow, symbolizing a new beginning. Inside, the halls were silent, save for the faint rustle of papers on the resolute desk. Donald Trump stood before a large map of the United States spread across the table, its 50 states interwoven like a grand mosaic of diverse cultures, backgrounds, and dreams. His expression was one of determination, tinged with a quiet contemplation, for he knew that uniting America was not just a slogan. It was a daunting yet noble mission. America is not just a superpower, it is a family. But over the years, this family has been deeply wounded by division and discord. He understood that the nation was facing fractures unlike anything seen before. Political, racial, and cultural rifts that had seeped beyond the walls of Congress and into the very fabric of American homes. The divisions were no longer confined to debate halls. They found their way to dinner tables, friendships, and marriages. During a recent visit to Michigan, he met a young couple who embodied this struggle. The husband, a military veteran and staunch Republican supporter, and the wife, a progressive-minded schoolteacher, had argued so fiercely over politics that their marriage had nearly fallen apart. With tears in her eyes, the wife admitted, "We love America, but we can't seem to agree on how to make it better." Her words resonated deeply with Trump. It was a reminder that America's greatest challenge wasn't just economic recovery or international leadership. It was healing the divides that had fractured its people. He realized that what the country needed now wasn't more arguments, but understanding. Not more division, but unity in purpose. Standing before the map, he traced the outlines of the states with his fingertips, each one representing millions of lives, each one longing for hope and unity. He knew that in order to rebuild trust and restore faith in the American dream, he had to do more than lead. He had to listen, to connect, and to bring people together despite their differences. With a deep breath, he whispered to himself, "It's time to move forward, together." And in that quiet moment, he made a silent vow, not just to fight for policies and progress, but to reignite the spirit of unity that once made America a beacon of hope for the world. Every individual has their own beliefs and perspectives, but what truly matters is that we all share a common love for this country. Donald Trump believes that unity is not about erasing differences, but about respecting and embracing them. He envisions an America where every voice is heard, where every citizen, regardless of their background, is valued and respected. His new plan is centered around building a nation that thrives on diversity and dialogue, with key initiatives aimed at bringing people together. Strengthening community dialogue. Establishing forums where citizens from all walks of life can come together, discuss their concerns, and collaborate on common solutions. the Listening to America initiative, bringing the government closer to the people through public town halls and open discussions where real issues are addressed head-on. Promoting diversity education, ensuring that future generations learn to appreciate and celebrate the rich cultural fabric of America. During a visit to a school in Texas, Trump witnessed the power of unity firsthand. A special program had been introduced, bringing together children from different backgrounds, Black, Latinx, and white, to play sports and share their dreams. As they laughed and competed side by side, barriers faded and friendships blossomed. One young boy, his eyes full of hope, summed it up perfectly. "We don't see skin color. We're just friends." Those simple yet profound words reaffirm Trump's belief that America's strength lies in its people, in their willingness to understand each other, to bridge divides, and to work together for a brighter future. As he looked out over the young faces filled with hope and possibility, he was reminded of why unity mattered so deeply. This was the America he envisioned, one where differences were not a source of division, but a foundation for strength. With renewed determination, he vowed to continue fostering an environment where every American, regardless of their race, religion, or background, could feel seen, heard, and valued. We may not always agree, but we are all part of the same great American family. And with that, he knew that the journey toward unity had already begun. One conversation, one connection, and one act of understanding at a time. Donald Trump understands that a united America must be built on a stable economy, one that provides opportunities for all. When people have jobs, when they feel secure in their income, the divisions that separate them begin to fade. I believe that jobs are the key to unity. When people have the opportunity to work, they feel like they are part of America. His economic plans are designed not just to stimulate growth, but to create a sense of belonging and purpose for every American. Local job creation, implementing programs tailored to the unique needs of each community, ensuring that jobs are accessible where they are needed most. Small business support, making it easier for entrepreneurs to access funding, helping small business owners thrive and contribute to their communities. Community infrastructure development, investing in projects that serve both rural and urban populations, connecting America physically and emotionally. At a steel plant in Ohio, hundreds of workers once feared for their jobs, uncertain of how they would provide for their families. But with government support, they were able to continue working, rebuilding their lives and their communities. One worker, his face lit with gratitude, said, "When we have jobs, we can take care of our families and give back to our country." Beyond economic policies, Trump understands that the foundation of a united America lies within the family. It is in the home where values are nurtured, patriotism is taught, and unity is instilled from an early age. We may disagree on politics, but love within a family is something that can never be divided. In his second term, Trump plans to introduce key family-focused initiatives, enhanced family benefits, providing greater support for parents to better care for their children, traditional values awareness campaigns, encouraging Americans to uphold and cherish the nation's core values, community support networks, promoting programs that encourage neighbors to support one another, regardless of race or background. In a small church in Tennessee, families from different cultures came together to help a newly arrived immigrant family settle into their new life. They donated food, clothes, and their time, an inspiring reminder that unity begins with kindness and compassion. Looking ahead, Trump acknowledges that the journey toward unity is long and challenging. However, he firmly believes that with shared vision and collective action, America can once again stand as a strong and united family. With unwavering conviction, he speaks words of hope. America has faced its toughest challenges before, and we have always prevailed. I believe in the power of patriotism, in the spirit of unity, and most importantly, I believe in the American people. The path forward will not be easy, but Trump knows that when Americans stand together, nothing is impossible. The journey ahead won't be easy, but together there's nothing we cannot achieve. But how will Trump turn this vision into reality? What concrete steps will he take to bring true change? Join us in the next chapter as we delve deeper into his plans for America's future. The National Mall was packed with people, a sea of American flags waving proudly in the crisp winter air, creating a scene of grandeur and deep emotion. On the inauguration platform, Donald Trump stood tall and resolute, his right hand raised, his left hand resting firmly on the Bible. It was a moment the entire nation had been waiting for. Surrounding him were countless eyes fixed upon the stage, some filled with hope, others with cautious expectation, and still some with lingering doubts. This moment is not just the story of one man, it is the story of an entire nation. Donald Trump, a man who has weathered trials and triumphs, returns today with a stronger commitment than ever to serve the people and to build a stronger, more united America. The oath of office echoed across the hushed crowd. I, Donald J. Trump, do solemnly swear that I will faithfully execute the office of President of the United States and will, to the best of my ability, preserve, protect, and defend the Constitution of the United States. Among the crowd, an elderly man stood quietly, holding the hand of his young granddaughter. His eyes glistened with emotion, reflecting memories of past inaugurations he had witnessed over the decades. In a soft, trembling voice, he whispered to the little girl beside him, "Every president carries a dream, my dear. Believe me, America still has hope." In that moment, Trump understood that this oath was more than just a ceremonial tradition. It was a solemn promise to millions of Americans who were placing their trust in him once more. It was a pledge to honor their dreams, to ease their fears, and to fight for their future. As he gazed out over the immense crowd, he saw not just faces, but stories of hard work, of resilience, of a shared belief in the American spirit. Each flag that waved in the wind represented a life, a hope, and a promise for a better tomorrow. Taking a deep breath, he let the weight of the moment settle in his heart. The road ahead would not be easy, but with unwavering determination, he vowed to lead with courage and to unite a nation that was longing for strength and solidarity. Because in the end, this was not just about policy or politics. It was about people, about an America that stands together, stronger and more united than ever before. As I stand before you today, I am not just a president. I am a representative of the will of the people, of the hopes and dreams of everyday Americans. Donald Trump looked deep into the crowd, his voice steady yet filled with emotion and resolve. America will continue its great journey, but this time we will walk forward together, leaving no one behind. In the sea of faces before him stood a single mother from Texas. She had struggled to raise her 3 young children alone after losing her husband to the pandemic. Her eyes held both pain and hope as she shared her reason for being there. I am here because I believe President Trump won't let people like us fight alone. Stories like hers were what fueled Trump's unwavering commitment. This new term was not just about finishing what had been started, it was about making real, lasting change. He spoke with heartfelt sincerity. Heartfelt sincerity. This mission is not just to continue what remains unfinished, but to bring about real change. I promise you, no more waiting. The time for action is now. Trump then outlined his 3 major commitments for the next 4 years, each one carrying the weight of a nation's trust. 1. Reviving the economy and creating opportunities for all, ensuring that every American has a chance to work, to prosper, and to secure a better future for their families. 2. Protecting America from all threats and ensuring lasting peace, strengthening national security to keep every community safe and free from fear. 3. Building a compassionate America where everyone can succeed. A nation where success is not limited by background, but is within reach for all who are willing to work for it. Among the crowd was a Mexican immigrant worker, his hands calloused from years of labor, his heart full of dreams for a better life. Tears welled in his eyes as he said, "We only want the chance to work and contribute. I believe President Trump will give us that opportunity." For people like him, Trump's promises were not just words. They were lifelines, commitments that had to be fulfilled. As Trump stood before the nation, the weight of the moment pressed upon him, not just as a leader, but as a man entrusted with the faith of millions. "I see you, I hear you, and I will fight for you." And with that, he vowed to turn promises into action, to ensure that every American, no matter their story, their struggle, or their dreams, would have the opportunity to rise. The cameras captured the moment as Donald Trump stepped down from the podium, shaking hands with those closest to him. Each handshake was firm, each exchange of glances filled with hope and expectation. Clutching the American flag in his hand, he knew the road ahead would not be easy. But just as when he first entered the political arena, it was the unwavering faith of the American people that remained his greatest motivation to keep going. In the crowd, little Emily, just 10 years old, waved a small American flag high above her head and shouted with all the innocence and hope of youth, "President Trump, please make America even better." He knelt down, a warm smile spreading across his face, and gently replied, "Believe in it, sweetheart. America will always be strong because of people like you." In that moment, it felt as if the entire nation shared the same heartbeat, divided in many ways, yet still united under one flag, one dream, one America. As he stepped into the presidential limousine, he gazed out of the window at the thousands of people waving their flags and cheering. Their voices echoed through the streets, but inside the car, his thoughts were far from the celebration. It wasn't victory that weighed on him. It was the immense responsibility that now rested upon his shoulders. A new journey has begun. We may have our differences, but America is one, and I will do everything I can to protect it and make it better. The oath of office had been taken, but the real work was just beginning. Donald Trump, once again the standing before the people of America, was ready to act, ready to lead, and ready to fight for the future of the nation. The sun slowly set over Washington, D.C., casting a warm glow over the White House, a timeless symbol of power and responsibility. Inside, Donald Trump sat quietly in his chair, his hands clasped together, his gaze thoughtful yet unwavering in its belief in the future. Beyond those walls, the American people were still talking about the inauguration, their dreams and hopes stirring in hearts across the nation. The end of a day does not mean the end of a journey. Today, America has turned the page to a new chapter, one of faith, determination, and the promise of a brighter tomorrow. In the aftermath of the ceremony, a sense of renewal swept through the country. Conversations at coffee shops, discussions around family dinner tables, all revolved around the same thought: the future of America. People everywhere were waiting, hoping for something better, a new beginning filled with trust and optimism in their leader. In a small town in Pennsylvania, 80-year-old Mrs. Johnson, who had lived through many presidencies, shared her thoughts with a gentle smile. "I've seen America change with every generation, but this time I believe we can be stronger, because no matter who sits in the Oval Office, we are still Americans." Her simple yet profound words were a testament to the enduring faith of the people, a belief that transcended politics, rooted in the core of what it means to be American. Hope doesn't just come from speeches, it comes from ordinary people, those who never stop dreaming and working for a better America. Across the country, from factory workers in Ohio to farmers tending their fields in Iowa and young entrepreneurs in California, eyes were fixed on the road ahead, fueled by the desire for change. They understood that true transformation doesn't just come from the White House, it comes from within each and every citizen. Among them was Jake, a young boy from Texas, who penned a heartfelt letter to President Trump. In his innocent handwriting, he wrote, "I hope one day there will be no more homeless people in America. I'll study hard so I can help them." His words, though simple, carried the spirit of an America looking forward with hope, an America that believed in the power of compassion, hard work, and the promise of a better tomorrow. As President Trump sat in the quiet of the Oval Office, reflecting on the day's events, he knew that the dreams of millions rested upon his shoulders. The weight of leadership was immense, but the voices of the people, of Mrs. Johnson, of Jake, of every hard-working American, reminded him of why he was here. This new journey had just begun, and with it, a renewed promise to every citizen. Together, we will build a stronger, more united America. When I took the oath today, I did not just swear to uphold the Constitution, I swore to each and every one of you, the people who make America what it is. Let us turn hope into action together. From the Oval Office, Donald Trump delivered a message filled with resolve to the American people. Believe in yourselves, believe in the American dream. I will not let you down. In a factory in Michigan, a group of workers gathered to hang a sign that read, "We're not waiting for miracles. We are the miracle of America." That message was more than just words. It was a powerful reminder that the future is built by the hands and determination of everyday Americans. From the sun-soaked plains of the West to the bustling cities of the East Coast, America keeps moving forward. The hope for a prosperous future does not rest on the president's shoulders alone. It belongs to every citizen, each playing their part in the great journey ahead. We have faced many storms, but what makes America different is our ability to rise, to stand together, and to never give up. In Florida, a group of volunteers launched a program to support those who lost their jobs during the pandemic. One volunteer spoke with quiet determination. "We're not waiting for the president to do it for us. We're doing it for America, for our community." This, Trump believed, was the very spirit he sought to ignite in the heart of the nation. The spirit of resilience, of unity, of an unwavering belief in the power of the people. He knew that real change was not just about policies or promises. It was about inspiring individuals to believe in their ability to make a difference. As the nation embarked on a new chapter, Trump's words echoed across the country. "Together we will build, we will overcome, and we will make America greater than ever before." And with that, a renewed sense of hope swept through the land, not just in speeches, but in the actions of everyday heroes who dared to dream and work for a better tomorrow. As the lights of the White House illuminated the night, Donald Trump stepped onto the balcony, gazing out over the twinkling city skyline. A gentle smile crossed his lips, because he knew that the road ahead would be long, but he was not walking it alone. This journey isn't mine alone. It belongs to all of us. Together, we will continue writing the American dream. In New York City, a taxi driver who ferries hundreds of passengers each day shared his thoughts with a bright smile. "No matter what happens, we wake up every morning, work hard, and believe in tomorrow. That's our America." A new sense of hope has been ignited. Today marks the beginning, but tomorrow is shaped by each and every one of us. On this day, as President Donald Trump once again placed his hand on the Bible, America witnessed more than an inauguration. It was a moment of trust, of renewed hope. Each decision, each promise made today is not just ink on paper, but a pledge to millions of hearts longing for a brighter future. But here's the truth. America isn't built by one leader alone. It is built by you, by ordinary citizens with extraordinary dreams, by your perseverance, your unwavering spirit, and your belief in something greater. Every small act of kindness, every hard day's work, every word of encouragement, these are the building blocks of a stronger, more united America. The greatest lesson we can take from today is this: never lose faith in yourself, in your country. The road ahead may be challenging, but together there is nothing we cannot overcome. Each of us has a role to play in shaping a better America, where unity triumphs over division and compassion fills the spaces where doubt once lingered. So what are your thoughts on President Trump's second term? What hopes do you have for America in the years ahead? Share your thoughts in the comments below, because your voice is an important part of this story. Don't forget to like this video, share it with your friends, and subscribe to our channel to stay with us on this inspiring and meaningful journey. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.